All right, I think that's it on that. Now we can talk about, let's see, do we talk about the, oh yeah, ruining music for you. Let's do that first. Okay, so the thing is, what's going to help you in picking a song is to understand how music is written now. How music is written now is a lot different than the way it was written a while ago. And I'll show you what we mean by that. Most streamed track ever on Spotify.
It was the first day I'd ever been in with Steve. Literally the first thing he did was he walked over to a keyboard and played.
No, these guys are writing the song with him. So that's what they're telling you. They're writing the song with him, but what did he just play? He walked in, and the first thing he does is play this. That's like the whole song. Yeah. That's the whole song. So.
And then I was kind of like, oh yeah, that's a good start.
Thanks. That's a good start. Okay, let's see what he adds.
Ed started doing that thing on the guitar that he does.
I didn't like it.
You heard what he did, right? There it is. That's what he added to the song. Well, it's a little different than that, but that's, you'll hear it. That's the rest. That's it.
Goes out and he says, "Look, I'll just do it on the guitar." So he was doing that in the studio, and Steve said, "Can we get
Genius.
that on the loop?" Straight away, he goes, "Give me a clean track," and he just starts layering over the top. This is 15 minutes into meeting it, and we're away, we're off.
I'm always a fan of keeping it more strict because I'm an acoustic artist first and foremost, and when I play live, I can't replicate all these things. I haven't got any other musicians.
So you don't need anything else because that's the percussion. That's Ed. Ed is the instrument.
We can admit that Ed Sheeran is a great performer. He did start on the street, and when he does his show, he typically doesn't have a band with him. He typically just he'll play the thing right there, and then he'll loop it, and then he'll play the next thing, and he'll loop it, and he'll do the whole thing by himself. That's impressive, especially when you're in front of 20,000, 50,000 people, right? You got to at least be able to admit that. But we're talking about creating the songs right now.
Story began with going out on our first date. You and me is thrifty, so go you can eat the.
So the other guy writes the music.
Johnny's like my main guy that I work with. Me and him together on our own have probably written 200-300 songs.
This guy writes the lyrics.
One of the things I did to try and keep him in the room while I would be working on a track, I would have a suitcase full of Lego. I'd pull into the hotel room and say, "There you go, you build that." And it was great because he would sit and build the Lego and kind of get lost in that world for a second and come up with this moment that was everything.
Yeah, you heard that right. They bring Legos to keep him there and to help him to just stay there and just play with your Legos while we do all the hard work, right? Yeah, they just said that. And that's probably a good method, having something that you're doing, some monotonous task while you're thinking. Sure, that's fine. So let's hear what he came up with. So we're not talking about the strumming of the guitar here. It's just the melody that he's doing with the humming. You already have the chords to the song, so adding that melody to it is really not far-fetched. I come up with that same melody every time I pick up my guitar because I'm always going to go back and strum those same 4 chords, which are what? G, D, E minor, C, in that order, and then just drag it up and down on the guitar, frets, changing the pitch. It's the same song. It's always the same song. There's so many songs with those exact chords. And so when you try and come up with a melody to match that one, it's really This is the most basic one. Like, you're going to come up with that yourself no matter what.
There were some moments that I found on the Shape of You tapes which were really interesting.
I'll be my baby, I'll be my baby, I'll be my baby. Come on, yeah. Come on, be my baby, come on, be my baby.
So that's
So they just loop it for like an hour or however many minutes they do until he comes up with the melody and puts together some pretty basic lyrics, super generic, come on, be my baby. And then this guy comes and he complicates it and he develops things into a more structured song that has something else going on. And there's a couple other sections where he starts picking at the lyrics that Ed Sheeran keeps trying to use. But that's pretty much enough of it. Now let's look at the song itself. What's he saying? Let's explore. The club isn't the best place to find a lover. So yeah, what's the song about? Is it about finding a lover? No? It's not? Well, what do we mean? What does he mean by a lover?
A person to sleep with.
I mean, he's British, so I mean, lover could be like just someone to sleep with, right? So then we get the bridge. Who wants to sing it? No? I don't have it. Who's got the key? Me. Girl, you know I want your love. Your love was handmade for somebody like me. Come on now, follow my lead. I may be crazy, don't mind me. Say boy, and this is where it gets good because he actually does the girl's voice, right? You guys have heard that, you have all heard this song. He actually does the girl's voice. He goes up a pitch, maybe 1 octave or something, and he's like doing like this. Yeah. This is the funny thing. So what does he have the girl say? Boy, let's not talk too much. Grab on my waist and put that body on me. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. So, by the way, it's interesting that this is the voice that he gives to the woman. Do you think that's what a woman would typically say? Ever? No, unless it's the girl that Chance was talking about, and maybe she saw the ice on his wrist or something like that. Typically, I don't think he's meeting that girl at a bar. He would meet that girl at a club, right? So I don't know what's going on here, but it's really nice to put words in the girl's mouth, don't you think? This is like what the guy wants. The guy, if she said, let's go and watch The Notebook, or P.S. I Love You, and cry, he would probably be like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going to stay at the bar with my friends until another girl comes up. What does he feel? So what is he saying to this girl? I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do. Although my heart is falling too, I'm in love with your body. Yeah, so what's he saying to her? Is this love? Baby, don't hurt me? Huh?
He likes her body. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's in love with her body.
Although his heart is falling too.
Ooh, hey now. Maybe. His heart is falling for her body too. That's good. That's good. First it was just his body falling into her body, because if anyone knows, that's how that happens. Oh, I fell. I tripped. You see what's going on there? All right, so is it real cliche or subversive? Is it subversive? We still don't know yet, huh? Is he overthrowing anything? Subversive is overthrowing something that's a social norm, like typically.
It's cliche.
It's super cliche. He's not overthrowing anything here. He's like falling right into it. But he's being honest. Just being honest, right? Don't want to meet your daddy. Just want you in my caddy. I'm not going to sing the other part. I'm going to say the other part. But you get the point, right? So there is something honest sometimes, but he's definitely just fallen straight into the cliche. And the message is what? Anyone? Come on. Topic of relationships? Maybe? Yeah? And what's he saying?
I think he just wants to have sex.
Yeah, he just wants to have sex, I think. Okay, so Castle on the Hill. Yeah? Do you want to start it? When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. I was running from my brother and his friends, and I tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then, take me back to when I found my heart and broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the roaring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. I'm on my way, driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer. And I miss the way you make me feel it's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill. 15 years old and smoking hand-rolled cigarettes. Running from the law through the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. Had my first kiss on a Friday night. I don't reckon I did it right. But I was younger then. Take me back to when we found weekend jobs when we got paid. We'd buy cheap spirits and drink them straight. Me and my friends have not thrown up in so long. Oh, how we've grown. But I can't wait to go home. All right, tell me, what do you think this song is?
Realistic?
Why would you say that?
Because I don't know if it's realistic or cliche, because like reading this, I could like picture myself or like how I was when I was like 15 years old.
Sure. What are the things? That remember, you got to get the exact evidences.
Maybe the friends that come and go.
Friends that come and go? Yeah, that's something. There's something there. Is there anything else stronger that will point to realistic, though? Can't wait to go home? I mean, we got nostalgia, that's for sure. We've got rolling hills and castles, watching sunsets. Sounds a little cliche, especially when you think about how many castles are in England. You know what they call them there? They call them piles. You know what we call piles here? Yeah, they have so many castles there. What would make this real then? Sure, that's not necessarily something you hear about in songs that are cliche. What are the details that make it real? You guys are gonna fail this if you know.
We buy cheap spirits and drink them straight.
Oh, okay. There, we're getting somewhere now. We're buying cheap spirits. What else? What else is an example of this being real if it is real? Not just him saying it's real, by the way.
We found weekend jobs.
No, we already said that one.
Did we really?
Yeah, we did. It's not really that strong.
He describes his age.
Sure, but there's the when I was 7 years old, I something done, smoked some weed. See, because that other song I'm referring to is super romantic, super cliche.
What about when he found his heart and then broke it there?
You still touched on like every other lyric. Just go to the ones that you haven't mentioned now. What here sounds real?
The first kiss on the Friday night, right?
What about it?
He doesn't reckon he did it right.
I don't reckon I did it right. That sounds real. Why? Because no one does it right. Their first kiss, no one does it right. They're like, I just keep my mouth open and shove my tongue down their throat, right? Yeah, no one does their first kiss right. It's messy, and it's also him being vulnerable, and it's more confessional. Do you see this? It's a confession of something that no one would be bragging about. That's the difference between real and cliche. Cliches brag, and real confesses something that's probably embarrassing. What else? That sounds romantic. When did he smell that? What did he do in the process of rolling down the mountain? He broke his leg. No one's really bragging about breaking their leg unless it's so that they can get all the cute girls to sign their cast. So, I don't see him talking about that here. What else? Anything else? Tiny Dancer? You brag about singing Tiny Dancer? At the gym and you're like, oh, hold me close now, Tiny Dancer. Yeah, all the other guys in the gym, they're like, that's my jam, turn that up. When that comes on the radio, right? No. Mariah Carey comes on, and the guys are like right about to do a set, and they just like unplug their headphone jack, and then they just like, yes. Right there. Yeah, no one's bragging about that. right?
What about people?
There we go. That was the one that I was really going for. Thank you. Thank you. What does he say?
Me and my friends have not grown up in so long.
Oh, how we have grown. Really? Is that growing? No, he's making fun of himself.
There's a higher tolerance.
Yeah, well, so it's either oh, congratulations, you're now an alcoholic, or he's learned to control his liquor, but it's kind of like, yeah, good job, man. That's not, if that's your standard for growing into a mature adult, I mean, it's a little silly. He's making fun of it. Oh, how we've grown. That's comical right there. He's putting himself on blast. So yeah, you guys see this. This song, yeah, I would argue, at least for me, that this is quite real. Even if he just is saying it, not just because he's saying it's real. And it's real. It's real, guys.